so many books to read. Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Lizard's Library, where I read and talk about books. Today I'm going to be doing a physical TBR video in which I showcase my entire physical collection of to-be-read books. I wouldn't say I'm proud of it, but I'm not terribly ashamed. There's a lot of people on this app who have buying problems. And look, I do love to go book shopping, but I thrift a lot of them. The grand total, 40 books is not that bad. I think that's a solid amount of books to have on a shelf of TBR. However, having a lot of unread books does kind of give me anxiety for some reason. I have been working towards tackling some of these and actually prioritizing reading the books that I already own, because I like the idea of owning books, primarily ones that I've already read. But I've got 40 here, and that's like a year's worth of reading. We're gonna talk about them today. I'm gonna show you what they are, and also I'm probably not gonna unhaul any in this video, but I would love to do an unhaul at some point, and that is why I've recruited you to help me today. If you could please, because it's really hard. Like, obviously I haven't read these books, I've maybe heard about them and I think that they're good and they sound like I might like them, but also I don't really know. So, if you see a book on here that is really, really good and you love it, tell me to move her on up the list. Or, even more importantly, if you see a book that you hated or you think was trash, please let me know so I don't waste my time and I can unhaul it. Because there are some books on here that have been here for a very long time and I just keep kind of pushing them back. I would love if you'd left a comment and helped me out with that. There's absolutely no order at all. This is totally random. I'm just gonna start grabbing and we're just gonna go one at a time. My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. This is one of the oldest books on this stack. I think this was really popular in 2020, which is maybe when I bought it, and I liked the idea of it. I've started this book twice and never finished it, but I haven't gotten rid of it because I really think that I would like it and I really want to like it, but I've made it probably 100 pages in and I've struggled to get through it, but it's been sitting on the shelf for a while. Is it worth it? Let me know. Along with that, it's a set of 4, I think. I have 3 of them. Thrifted for pretty cheap. So like, I do have a book buying problem, but I'm not spending all my money on it if I'm getting them thrifted, you know what I mean? They've been sitting on my shelf for so long. Also, that's like really intimidating. But everybody on the internet is obsessed with them and they say that they're really good and I feel like I should like them, and I don't know. Put that there. Cool. Angela's Ashes. This is a memoir. I love a memoir. Instantly celebrated as one of the greatest books of its time. Like, should I read it? It's also been sitting on my shelf for a hot minute. This is one that I like low-key have no desire to read, but it has really good reviews, so I don't know if it's worth it. Next, Run by Ann Patchett. I adore Ann Patchett. I got this book thrifted because I really love Dutch House, Tom Waits. I've read a lot of Ann Patchett and I've loved all of her books. This one has not as good reviews. I think this was an older one of hers, so I'm not sure like if it's worth it. I was really excited when I found it because I love Ann Patchett, and then I read the Goodreads reviews and I was like, little less excited. Another memoir. I do love a memoir. Carly Thorne read and recommended this book. My dad likes this book. Steve Martin's an interesting guy. I should probably just read it. It's also so skinny. Look how small she is. I think I would probably like it. It's another one of those books that I'm like, I'm not dying to read it. There's a lot of other ones that I'm kind of prioritizing more. The Lincoln Highway. I also have, maybe it would have been a good idea to do a little bit of organization before. Rules of Civility. Both written by Amor Towles. I read A Gentleman in Moscow per my boyfriend's recommendation because he loved it and I did not. I found that book quite boring and quite long. This one also looks really long. This one he said I would like more. I like feel obligated to read them. I'm just like, I didn't like A Gentleman in Moscow, so I don't really want to read these that badly, but my boyfriend, he says they're good. I don't know. Uncanny Valley by Anna Wiener. I also thrifted because it sounded good, because I like a memoir. I think it's about Silicon Valley. Not super thrilled to read it, but it's pretty. So I'm also like not dying to unhaul it either because it looks cute on my shelf. That's her. The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. I actually did get this book in Ireland because I went to Ireland last summer and I of course had to buy books while I was there. And of course I got an Irish author. This is a classic. I really do want to read this. I'm actually making it a goal for 2026 to read more classics. So I'm trying to prioritize those. I've been reading Wuthering Heights for a straight month. Not having a fun time with with that one, but maybe this one will be more fun. Oscar Wilde seems like a cool dude. This is also a pretty book. I would like to read this one soon. A Visit from the Goon Squad. Randomly, I thrifted this book and I think I started reading it and I did not make it far at all. And then I went to dinner and met this new girl and she told me that this was her favorite book. And then I proceeded to not finish it. But I don't think I made it very far. Sometimes I stop reading books, not because they're not good books, but because I'm not in the right headspace at the moment to be reading it. It's a startling, exhilarating novel of self-destruction and redemption. Sounds intriguing. Again, I'm just kind of like, eh. It's like an older book, you know? It's not one of the shiny new books. I haven't prioritized it as much, but I need to get better. Another Irish author, James Joyce. I also got this one in Ireland, A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man. I went to the Literature Museum in Dublin, but it was really cool and they had all sorts of James Joyce history. It was a cool time. So I bought this book. I think it might be hard to read. I'm a little nervous. It's a classic. It's on the list. Is it worth it? I hope so. Only time will tell. Okay, another classic book, Madonna in a Fur Coat. This one like randomly went viral on Twitter last year and I bought it and I tried to read it while I was traveling and I think I was really tired and didn't give it the attention that it required. So I gave up on it, but I don't think that it was bad. I think that I was just not mentally ready. But maybe it was bad. I don't know. Like, is it worth the hype? I had never even heard of it before and it randomly popped off. Chain Gang. All Stars. This book sounds really good. It's about the prison industrial complex, I believe. It's like a fictionalized version of prisoners competing in death matches. So it sounds like very fun and action-packed, but also a thinker. The New York Times Book Review said it's an act of protest. The society in which these characters live defines them by their worst deeds, but the writer of this novel refuses to. So this sounds like a really good book. Got Giovanni's Room. Of course I bought this because the cover was pretty. Do you blame me? This is about an affair in the 50s. I think it's like a little bit political, a little bit moral. I honestly don't know a lot about it, but it is a classic and I'm trying to read more of those this year. The Best American Essays by Cheryl Strayed. This one was clearly thrifted. It is visibly used. I really do like Cheryl Strayed. I like her writing. This is a book that she edited, so she didn't write it. I also don't typically read essay collections. I think I just thrifted it because I recognize Cheryl Strayed's name. I don't really know if I want to read it. It might just sit on the shelf for a while. I don't really know. Black Swan, Eve Babbitt's. This is like a cool girl literary book. It's a collection of essays. I want to read Eve Babbitt's because I want to be a cool girl. Gotta do it. Sylvia Townsend Warner, The Corner That Held Them. I fully bought this for the cover. It's so cool looking. Look at it. One of the great British novels of the 20th century, a narrative of extraordinary reach, power, and beauty. It's about nuns. I don't know. I'm fascinated by nuns. I also got it in London and I wanted to buy a British book while I was there. Like, will I ever read it? I don't know. Will I ever get rid of it? No. Look at the nuns dancing. So fun. Pachinko. Oh, this is a historical fiction. This one also has been very popular on the interwebs. I definitely found this one for free in a little free library, and every day that it sits on my shelf, I think that I should just return it to the little free library and let someone else enjoy it because that's so scary. It's so thick. It just feels like such a time commitment, but I'm sure it would be good. Like, I'm sure it's great. Well, look how big it is. Bully me if I need to read this and I'm being a loser about it. Just bully me. Do it. Dispatches from Pluto. I'm from Mississippi and this is about a guy that went to Mississippi, so it felt like something that I should read. It kind of feels like Mississippian required reading. Haven't quite gotten around to it. Next I have The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. I did not buy this book. My grandmother gave it to me. I'm not a self-help girly. I don't care about self-help. It's not something that I would ever choose to read. I like the idea of self-help because I'm a self that needs help. Anytime I've listened to Mel Robbins' podcast, because she's so popular, I was like, what's the hype? I should try it out. It seems to me like every single podcast episode, she would have an hour-long episode and she would maybe say 1 to 2 like fairly generic pieces of advice that were maybe like a sentence long, and then the rest of the episode would just be her fluffing those tiny little pieces. And I was like, what? This isn't, I was like, why is this episode an hour long? That is sort of what I found in the brief bit that I read of this book, and that is also what people commenting and reviewing said. So I don't know that I'll actually finish this one. I don't think I really want to. Next we've got Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. And C.S. Lewis is obviously a famous author. I think he was an atheist and he became a Christian, and this is just talking about Christianity. so it's something that I want to read and it stays on the list. Gone Girl. This is a book that I have heard people say the movie was better, and I've seen the movie and I love the movie. So I'm like, do I really need to read the book? Like, probably not, right? Do Not Go Gently Into That Good Morning. This is a collection of poetry by Dylan Thomas, another London haul. There's a bookmark in it because I'm in the middle of reading it. It still counts towards the TBR because I'm not quite done. Next, we've got a huge stack of Book of the Month books. I joined Book of the Month and I was like, this is kind of cool, whatever. And then I think I bought a year's worth of book subscriptions. Book of the Month is like a monthly book subscription service where they send you a box. This is like the most embarrassing thing I've ever done, but I think it was quite literally 2 years in a row that it just automatically renewed. And I kept wanting to cancel it because I just didn't really need it, and I'm an idiot and it automatically renewed. And then if I had canceled it at that point, I would have lost all of my credits. So I have a lot of Book of the Month books, and I don't really know if I'm ever gonna read all of them, but we'll go through. Firstly, Anita de Monte Laughs Last. This book sounded mildly intriguing. It's about a murder of a pop star, of an artist, of someone. I found it on Goodreads, and everyone was saying that the author of this book essentially stole the story of a true person that existed in history and told that story, but at no point did she credit that person. Kind of icky vibe. So like, do I read it? I don't know. Weird and sus. Liquid. I read like the first chapter of this book. Goodreads said that it was highbrow. I kind of felt like it was just pretentious. The way that it was written, I was like, why are you doing all of that? Like, it just kind of felt like she had maybe used a thesaurus a bit too much. Wasn't really doing it for me. This is actually one of those books that I'm like, maybe I should just get rid of it. I only read a chapter, so I don't know if that's fair. Maybe I should try more. Like, is it good? I don't really know. Was I just maybe sleepy when I tried to read it and I was like not getting it? Because the concept is really good. It's about a woman who essentially decides she wants to marry rich. Like, the synopsis sounded good to me, but then I started reading it and I didn't love it. Like, at what point do you DNF a book? The Bones Beneath My Skin by TJ Klune. I've lost the sleeve, so I don't actually know what this one's about, but I know that TJ Klune writes fantasy books. I'm not really fantasy girly. I was just trying to get rid of that Book of the Month subscription. I was like, let's add 4 add-ons. But I do think that I will read it eventually. It doesn't feel super high on my priority list, and that's okay. I love that I'm holding them. I always do this. I always hold up the book and it has no sleeve. Purple. This is called Water Baby, set in Nigeria, where baby's trying to escape the future her father has planned for her. It does sound good. Okay. Seduction Theory by Emily Adrian. 2 married professors tiptoeing towards infidelity. Scandalous. It sounds pretty good. I think that I would actually eat this up. I hate the way that this sleeve feels. I wish you could feel it. Like, I don't wish you could because it's horrible, but ew, why did they do that? The Man No One Believed. The Untold Story of the Georgia Church Murders. Again, I love a true story. Being from the South, it feels really cool to just hear a little bit more about that history. Finding Grace. Yeah, I started this one. I'm like 30-ish pages in. It was pretty good. The beginning has it starts off immediately with a plot twist moment that is not seen coming in the beginning. This feels like one of those books where even the synopsis is a little bit vague because it doesn't fully want to give away the whatever the shocking event is. I think it's good though, so far. I've only read 2 chapters, but a lot of people really liked this book. So I'm excited to read it. I just have so many books to read. The Death of Vivek Oji. I actually don't know how to say that. One afternoon in a town in southeastern Nigeria, a mother opens her front door to discover her son's body wrapped in colorful fabric at her feet. That sounds heartbreaking, but also like the recipe for a really good book. The Nightingale. I am really excited to read this book, and it's been on my TBR for a while and I really want to read it, and I like Kristen Hanna, and this one's, I think, what people say is her best one. This is one of those books that I know I'm gonna like it. I haven't quite started it because I'm waiting for the right time, and that might be like literally 3 years from now. Who knows? Sometimes I do myself dirty by doing that. Okay. Shark Heart. This is like a really unique book. It's about a woman that turns into a shark. Oh, The Man. It's about a man who turns into a shark. I think it's probably poetic and it sounds good. It kind of sounds up my alley and it's a little bit different. This is another one that I've just been procrastinating, but I do definitely want to get around to it. Next is Among Friends by Hal Ebbett. This book sounded really good to me when I read the synopsis on Goodreads, and I was excited to try it out. And then, I didn't even start it, I don't think, but everybody Somebody on Goodreads absolutely roasted this book, and I was like, oh, maybe I don't want to read it. Like, is it worth it? I don't know. I'm much less interested after reading the horrible reviews on Goodreads. Sorry, Hal. Next to Heaven, James Frey. This is advertised as a Gatsby-esque spectacle of wealth, debauchery, and moral decay. It sounded really sassy and fun and exciting. And again, this is one where I read the reviews and I was much less inclined to read it because people did not love this book. So I don't know if I really want to read it that bad, but I don't know if it's worth fully unhauling before even giving it a try. I don't know. That one's probably gonna sit on the stack for a bit longer. Home of the American Circus by Allison Larkin. This book is about, set in the birthplace of the American Circus, this deeply moving novel examines the mythology of a broken family, the weight of the past, and the complicated journey of finding home. This sounds like one of those books that all the moms read in their book club and love. I think it's probably decent. I don't really know. Hard to say. Comment below. I'm kind of like about it. Beautiful Country. This is a memoir. I've read the first chapter of this book a few times. Every time I read the first chapter, I think, whoa, this is really good and really well written, and I need to give this book the proper attention that it requires. And then I put it down and I don't touch it for another 6 months. And then I think, I should read that book. And I'm like, what was it about? I don't even remember. And then I read the first chapter again. I'm like, it's gonna be a good one. It is. I need to do it. If I try to start it before bed, I'm gonna be too sleepy. This is one, sometimes it's harder to read books that I'm like, I know it's gonna be good, but it's also just gonna require like a little bit of brain power. A little bit. That was it for the book of the month books. Wasn't as many as I thought. Last three, we have these two were actually Aardvark book boxes. They actually sent me these books because I'm like an influencer, guys. DM'd me on Instagram and I was like, this is a scam, but it wasn't. And they picked these books for me, which is really cool and really sweet. Jandy Nelson's When the World Tips Over. I have read I'll Give You the Sun. Adored it. Like, love I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. This book, I started. I made it quite far. I just didn't really care for it and I was pretty bored. So I put it down. And then my roommate read it and she really liked it. So I'm thinking that I should return to it. I'm not fully gonna quit, but I'm not fully ready to return. Jandy Nelson's very artsy. I feel like that's a good way to describe it. So I do think that it is one of those books that maybe requires a certain headspace that maybe I just wasn't in at the time. Please don't fall. And then the other one that Aardvark picked for me was Good Girl. It fell. This, I think, is one of those just like lit, fic, girly books about the daughter of an Afghan refugee and her year of self-discovery, a stunning coming-of-age story. I love a coming-of-age story. This sounds like a young girl coming of age, which I really love. It's totally my vibe. I just, again, like haven't quite gotten around to it. And then last but not least, we've got Elena Ferrante, The Lying Life of Adults. This is one that I thrifted and I read the first bit of it and I thought it sounded good and then I just put it down and I never continued. So please comment below if I should continue reading it. Really would love some comments. Let me know of these books, which ones I need to move up the list, which ones I need to just part ways with. I don't want to waste my time, but I also really do want to prioritize reading the books that I own because I like the idea of my bookshelves being full of books that I've actually read. I think that's it for this video. There might be an unhaul coming soon. We'll see. It's been fun. Hope you had fun. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.